very good afternoon and a warm welcome to everyone present here for the inauguration ceremony of the 7th CMR National Moot Court Competition 2020. I, Natasha, 4th year BA LLB from CMR University School of Legal Studies, on behalf of the entire organizing committee of the National Moot Court Competition, welcome our Honorable Chief Guest for the day, Honorable Mr. Justice S.R. Bandumat, our guests of honor, Dr. Sabita Ramamurthy, Chancellor, CMR University, and President, Sriman Yanatara Trust, Shri K.C. Ramamurthy Sir, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, and Chairman, CMR Group of Institutions, and Shri K.C. Jagannath Reddy, Secretary, CMR Gnanadhara Trust. I also welcome our respected Dean Sir, Professor Dr. T.R. Subramania, our respected Vice Principal Sir, Professor V.J. Praneshwaran, and all the faculty members, students, and dear participants. The CMR National Moot Court Competition is one of our flagship events seeking to discover and nurture talented young law students by providing a platform to hone their skills of research and advocacy. Owing to the ongoing global pandemic, the School of Legal Studies, CMR University, resolves to organize this 7th National Moot Court Competition on a virtual platform starting from today until the 13th of December 2020. This year, we have a total participation by 18 teams competing in 2 preliminary rounds to be judged by experienced advocates, professionals, and law teachers from across the country. And thereafter, the finals to be judged by 5 sitting High Court judges of Karnataka. I once again welcome you all to this function. Before we start the formal ceremony, I would request Divya Mishra, 4th year BA LLB, to render the invocation song.
जय 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 हे वीणा पाणी जय 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 हे वीणा पाणी शिव कल्याणी मातु भवानी शिव कल्याणी मातु भवानी जय 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 हे वीणा पाणी सप्त सुरों के दीप जला दे सप्त सुरों के दीप जला दे रोम रोम संगीत सजा दे रोम रोम संगीत सजा दे जय 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 हे वीणा पाणी जय 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 हे वीणा पाणी वीणा पाणी वीणा पाणी.
Thank you, Divya. I now request our beloved Dean Sir, Professor Dr. T.R. Subramania, to deliver the welcome address.
A very good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the CMR Group of Institutions and the Board of Management, I deem it a great pleasure to welcome His Lordship, Sri S.R. Bandumat. Sri S.R. Bandumat, most of you of the present generation may not be knowing. He was a brilliant judge, and at the youngest age, he became the public prosecutor. It was in 1990 he became a public prosecutor, and after becoming a public prosecutor, he did not stop until 1997 when he was elevated as a judge of the Karnataka High Court. Most of his CV will be brought to your notice and attention by the other speaker while introducing the guest. But it is my sincere duty to tell a few of the contributions which are made by the Honorable Judge. As a public prosecutor, he had to deal with lots and lots of cases with pressure. And most of the cases which came to him as a public prosecutor happened to be on criminal matters. I just intend to tell you, when he became a judge, he was the one who laid down the policies relating to victim compensation. And the 5 criminal cases which was delivered by him happened to be relating to death penalty, happened to be remarkable cases. Now, one important case which most of the students of the present generation, they know, that is Swami Shuddhananda's case. And another one happened to be the serial killer and psychopath Umesh Reddy's case. And the last one happened to be Hasina, who's a victim and an acid victim. And it is here the Honorable Judge spoke very lengthily and went to the extent of pointing out that the victim's compensation has to be restored and it should have a foolproof measure. And when he making the judgment, he pointed out they should be restored back and there should be somebody to take care of them. And if nobody is there, remember, compensation has to be given by the government. This was a measure that actually helped the government of India in the Criminal Reformation Act, which was enacted by the government of India in the year 2013. This is one area which I just brought to your knowledge. Now, the second area happened to be, he was a man who devoted himself for transparency. When I say he devoted himself for transparency, he was the one who wanted to computerize the entire High Court administration. Not only the clients, not only the litigants, they should know when the case is filed before the court, when it is going to come up. And it is not only in the High Court, it is in every court it should come. And the president was led by Honorable Sir Banur Math. Now, the third important development happened to be his role as the first chairman of the Mediation Center. Today, most of us speak and most of us study a paper on what we call as mediation law. And it has become a compulsory paper after 2007. But then the foundation was actually laid down by Honorable Justice Banur Math. First, he became the unofficial member, then became the official chairman. And on this behalf, he had visited several countries, and the knowledge which he has gained immensely was made use of for this purpose. That is why we have to thank Honorable Judge for this purpose, as well as then the other important thing is in the direction of the Supreme Court of India, he was given the task of, remember, reforming mental health of not only patients, but even otherwise in a few cases. That has led everyone to be alert and take measures at the expense of the government. And under his direction, remember, the Mental Institute at Dharwad, which became one of the famous hospitals in the state of Karnataka at a later stage. And the kudos and the credit entirely goes to Honorable Justice Banur Math. Now, in addition to this, I just intend to say, when he retired from his service from the Kerala High Court as the Chief Justice of the Kerala High Court, V.R. Krishna Iyer, the great judge of the Supreme Court of India, made a speech because he was not able to attend the ceremony. When he was not able to attend the send-off ceremony, he just writes a letter. And in the letter, he makes a reference to the statement which was made by the Greek scholar Socrates. It was Socrates, the great scholar, who, when he spoke about what exactly should be the qualities of a judge, he actually listed 4 qualities. Now, the first one is to hear courteously. Every judge should hear, remember, in a particular case of the accused as well as the defense with courtesy. To hear courteously is one of the characteristics which a judge is supposed to cultivate. Now, the second one is answer wisely. Now, you should not answer, remember, in an unsettled manner. He should be in a position to answer wisely. Now, the second one is to consider the case very soberly. He should have, remember, himself at peace. That is one of the qualifications which is required of a judge. And the most important element is to decide the case impartially. If Socrates had said then in BC, Justice Mallimat had cultivated and applied in his career as a judge almost in his life, impartially. That is why he became a member of the Law Commission of the Government of Karnataka. Respected sir, we are honored to have you here to deliver the inaugural address. And we are very grateful as well. When I just requested him, he just said, I will come. Why are you worried? I will come and be with you and in your institution. I'm happy to come and speak to the students. The second thing is we have here the Honorable Chairman or the Honorable Chancellor of the CMR Group of Institutions, Madam.
Your video must be on.
Yeah, Kavita Ramurthy, and host of them, the Chairman, the Pro-Vice Chancellor, then the Pro-Chancellor, then the Registrar as well, and even the Treasurer of the Jnanadhar Trust. All of them, remember, are assisting the growth of the institution. I deem it a great privilege to welcome them. In addition to that, I welcome all the participants who are going to take part in this moot. There will be at least 60 of them who are going to take part in the moot. And on behalf of the university, I welcome you all. And in addition to this, I welcome all the distinguished invitees who have come to this function and just listening to or going to listen to Honorable Justice Kanwar Bhatt. Most of all, it is my duty to welcome my beloved teachers who are serving in this institution as well as the students. The CMR Group of Institutions, I just intend to make a reference to the CMR Law School especially. Over a period of time has grown. It was established in 2003, but then today you take any magazine, for example, India Today, or you take Outlook, or you take Competition Success, or other magazine that is weak. We are within 10 in the ranking. That is how the authorities have built up the institution. On behalf of the Governing Council and everyone, I once again welcome you. Best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is my honor and privilege to be introducing Honorable Mr. Justice S.R. Banurmat to all of you. Born in Dharwad in the year 1948, sir is currently the chairman of the Law Commission of Karnataka and is a former Chief Justice of Kerala and former chairperson of Maharashtra State Human Rights Commission. Sir completed his BSc LLB after completion of graduation in BSc at RL Science College, Belagavi, and further he joined RL Law College, Belagavi for his LLB degree and thereafter LLM from University Law College, Dharwad. Sir then was enrolled as an advocate on the roll of Karnataka State Bar Council on 28 March 1973 and started practice at Belagavi District Court. Further, in 1974, Sir shifted practice to High Court of Karnataka at Bengaluru by joining office of Sri K.A. Swami. Thereafter, in the year 1979, Sir started his independent practice dealing in all branches of law, specializing in civil, criminal, and constitutional cases in Karnataka High Court and also appeared regularly in the Supreme Court of India. Considering early achievements and outstanding merit, especially in criminal law, in 1990, he was the youngest advocate to be appointed as state public prosecutor and government advocate and continued till June 1997, in spite of change of 4 governments and 5 advocate generals. Sir then was elevated to the bench of Karnataka High Court as a judge and he assumed the office on 11th June 1997. And between 1997 to 2009, he rendered thousands of judgments in all branches of law. Sir rendered hundreds of landmark judgments in criminal law, giving new dimension to criminal justice system, safeguarding interest of accused, victims, and the society. To name a few, Swami Shraddhananda case and psychopath serial killer Umesh Reddy. To add on to the feathers in his cap of achievements, Sir also assisted Justice V.S. Mallimat Commission on reforms on criminal justice system, especially on victimology. As a founder president of Bangalore Mediation Center, He was invited to the United States of America by Justice Department of America. He, along with a team of judges, held discussions with major institutions like Warner Brothers, Microsoft, General Motors, and Stanford University on intellectual property rights issues concerning the United States and India. Further, to bring transparency in judiciary, he was the first Chief Justice in India who declared his assets along with all judges of Kerala High Court and posted on website of Kerala High Court in September 2009. He also established the first green bench to protect environment and biostructure of Kerala. After his retirement as the Chief Justice of Kerala, he was the chairman of Expert Committee on Advanced Center of Cyber Laws and Forensics, established at National Law School under the direction of Department of Information Technology, Government of India, New Delhi. Sir was also appointed as the chairman of the Law Commission of Karnataka, and he assumed the office of the chairman on 20th September 2019. I now request His Lordship to kindly deliver the inaugural address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. President of today's function, Dr. Sabita Ramamurthy, Chancellor, CMR University, Shri K.C. Ramamurthy, the Chairman, CMR Group of Institutions, Guest of Honor, Jagannath Reddy, Secretary, Professor Subramaniam, Dean, School of Legal Studies, CMR University, and all the faculty members. And most importantly, the budding future lawyers, maybe litigation side or corporation side, maybe future judges, maybe administrative officer, or even future politicians, all the participants from various law colleges. It is great pleasure to be in midst of you, though virtually, to inaugurate this National Moot Court Competition organized by CMR University. I love attending these moots, especially the finals, for two reasons. First, even after a retirement as a judge for the last 10 years, when I sit as a judge in finals of moots, I love to see the progress made by the younger generation in the art of argument, in the art of research, in the art of drafting, etc. Even as a judge, I'm an advocate at the trial court. I have practiced in Belgaum, then High Court, Supreme Court. I love to see the arguments of the advocates, how they speak, how the judge reacts, how on the spot you have to answer, etc. And that's why now, even after 47 years in the legal field, of course, still I'm continuing. I love the students' preparations, the younger generation, their new ideas and arguments on various legal issues. The second reason, and most important, is that when I joined these moot competitions, either inaugural or most of them I have joined as a final, even as an inaugural, I remember my college days. When I was in the college, I used to love the arguments and possibly because I am a little bit argumentative myself. And I'm proud to say that I'm the first unofficial, one of the first unofficial mooters in India. Unofficial for the reason that the Bar Council has introduced this moot court concept in the law colleges, only in the year 1981. But I was one of the arguing advocates. I don't call it as a mooter because that word was not there. Way back in 1969. It was the idea of my friend senior friend, Dr. Coutinho, who was the then third year, I was in second year at Belgaum Law College, and who is the present Vice Chancellor of Garden City University, to have a mock court. That is, just without being an advocate, have argue a case. So 6 of we student friends, second year and third year, joined together and thought of arguing a case before a bench. Now, who can be the judges? So we asked our principal and 12 faculty members to be judge. They said, what nonsense we are doing this? We don't know what are it. I said, we are experimenting, let us see. So it was, they accepted, date was fixed. Now, unlike today, we did not have all the pleadings or the records of a case. And there was nobody that imaginative in there then to frame a question or a dispute. So what we did was take out go to the AIR journal, law journal, and found out that the then famous case was that of Golaknath, which is very famous because the Parliament's superiority over the Constitution Amendment. So we culled out, we took out the AIR journal, entire judgment, copied it. Then from that, we culled out the arguments of either side and we presented the case. And the arguments of both the sides were heard by our judges, the principal and faculties, and everybody appreciated that it was an excellent effort. So I always claim that I am one of the first mooters, of course, in those days, mock court arguing advocate. Present days, last few decades, after 81, you have sufficient means and material to research. You have computers, internet, and special classes for training modes. None of them were available. Even mobile phone was not there then. Computer, of course, was very costly and it was a very huge one, investment also, and space-wise. But now you have laptops, even your tabs, and you can monitor on your phones, smartphones. But we made an attempt, so I'm always proud to say that I'm one of the 6 mooters in not only in Karnataka but whole India. From that day onwards, one of our professors said, "Why don't you go to the courts and sit?" So we said, "Right." So nominal, go to the court in the morning and come back in the evening, make some notes and what one case argued, and again adjourned. That's all. Nothing. We did not follow the cases. But my interest, because of the top advocates then in Belgaum Bar and their way of arguments, the district judge or trial court judge, civil judge, questioning and these people answering was very interesting to me. I said, fine. Then during my practice, and especially after coming to High Court, I had a privilege of hearing arguments from the great legal luminaries and advocates like M.C. Chagla, K.C. Venugopal, K.K. Venugopal, Soli Sorabji, and who later, when I became judge, also except Shri M.C. Chagla, others like K.K. Venugopal, Soli Sorabji, Sundaram, all top advocates in the country had appeared before me. And so I was interested right from the 69 to the date of my becoming judge and continuing as a judge, how the way of arguments, my senior argued in different way in the trial court. Now the style has changed. So it is going on changing, and when I see these moods, the preparation and argument of you all are fantastic. Incidentally, I had an opportunity to see the international moot court competition, which is Wilhelm Weiss commercial arbitration held in Vienna. Since my daughter was one of the mooter representing Nalsar University. And it was a fantastic experience. I could see how the international preparations are made for the arguments. Nearly there were 200 countries representing in that competition, about 2,000 or something students were there. And their reactions, their arguments, their putting up wisely was something very fantastic. And so I always love to be in moot court competitions. I would have loved to be judge in this competition, but Dr. Subramanian said, you have to inaugurate. I said, fine, I will inaugurate. But friends, let me share few of my thoughts about this moot courts and the preparations. With my observation as a judge in more than 95 moot court competitions, national and international, I must say the basic structure, as you are aware, of the competition is participants take part in a simulated court proceedings, especially of Supreme Court or International Court. You are given an imaginary case, many times based on or similar to a case, true case going on, like is going on, or judgment has come, and you undertake research from legal angle and argue the same both for and against, as if you are already a full-fledged advocate. Based on your research, your drafting skills, your argument skills, etc., you go on climbing the rounds, and ultimately two best teams reach finals and only one team can win. No doubt, this is just like in real courts, legal proceedings in courts. Of course, it is only simulated and no real stakes of parties are involved. But in my view, whether you win final and win the trophy or not, it is always a win-win situation for you, all the participants, in as much as every moot court competition you enter, you will gain experience. What are the mistakes you have made in the previous one? You will not do it in the next. And that's how it is a stepping stone. Every moot court you appear is a stepping stone for your improvisation. But let me tell you, in fact, factually, the court proceedings are totally different as you put up in moot courts. In most of the cases, it is life and death question of a client and also the prestige of the advocate. If he wins, he is a good advocate. If he loses, he is a bad advocate. That is not so in the moot court, so you are free to argue, put up your argument freely. And nowadays there are professors training you on the moot courts, competitions, and all of you take a lot of efforts, but the only object remains in the moot court competition is to win a trophy or a prize. But I feel, and I always urge, there are lack of representations in international moot courts. Very few do it. It is not such a difficult job. You have to practice and learn from your earlier moot court experiences And I hope at least few of you, majority I would prefer, at least few of you would participate in the international moods like JESUP or AIMS or Williams international competitions. Even if you participate, just go there and see. It is an experience of your lifetime, and it will change your attitude towards the profession. But for this, high dedication, study is required. Your knowledge, your presentation, your body language, and even modulation of your voice are very important. And always keep in the mind, when in the finals, the teams which will be in the finals, they will be facing real court judges, real life judges, most of the competitions. And the judges, they have their own whims and fancies. They will be asking some nonsense question even, irrelevant question even, only to see what is your reaction on the spot. Based on that, whether you answer correctly or not, your quick reaction on the spot always carries you good grade points. So always you must be not like monologue. I'm seeing most of the competitions. You almost by heart like and give it up, argue, finish. But no, you must be ready to answer spontaneously the questions. And in most of the courts also, the judges don't like if their questions are not answered. Whether it is relevant or not, you may think that it is irrelevant, I need not answer. But in the court, it never happens. The moment you don't answer the question, the judge will feel that you are evading some important question, maybe irrelevant. So your on-the-spot reaction, on-the-spot thinking is very, very important. And that art is an art. We have to make top level. Now, this is what I was saying. It is most of these 1995 moods have appeared. Monotonous way of presentation. Monotonous way. Whatever you have read, yes, my lord, all right, this. No, there must be some variety. It never happens in the court. So there must be a variety in your presentation also. So I appeal to the your accompanying professors, training professors, and at CMR also. There must be a proper training. For that purpose, you have to visit Supreme Court or High Court. Not merely, I know there is now it is a curriculum to visit the courts, and you go for one day, sit in one or two courts, and come back, and probably you are asked to prepare a note. But you are not following a case. You just on that day, what happens, you are noting. So I would prefer the faculties also and dean also. I have requested many times that you must follow a case. How the case is argued by one side, replied by other side, then again how rejoinder is replied, and then in between, what are the reactions of the judges, how they put the questions, what their answer come, and ultimately how the case culminates. And thereafter, you have to sit, after the arguments are over, you have to sit and say what best the plaintiff's counsel or appellant's counsel and respondent's counsel could have argued, and make a note and prepare that. I'm sure all the participants will be doing their best, and wish you all the best. And as it is a common experience of younger generation, when old man like me meets younger generation, always we get an urge to give some advice to the student, younger generation, whether you like it or not. But I'm not giving you advice, but I'm sharing with you few of the best tips, not only for your profession, but your future life also. These are the tips which I have experienced, I have seen, and I'm fairly successful, I can say that, in my life. The first tip is, remember, experience is a harsh teacher. Experience is a hard teacher because she gives test first and lessons to be learned later. This is reverse. She will give a test first, see how you did, then you will learn the lesson. So always be ready to face challenges in your life. The second most important tip is choice of two words. Choice of two words can change your life. Choice of either of two words can change your life. Those two words are can I or I can. Your choice creates your identity and destiny. What is the difference? Can I or I can? Can I is doubting in yourself, your capacity. Can I do this? Can I argue? Can I win? No. When you can say, I can, that's the confidence building. So these two words are very important in everybody's life. Can I or I can? If you are I can category, you will be 100% successful in your life. Thirdly, learn to enjoy your life. Of course, good things, not your constantly on mobile or laptop or watching this, that material, or even TikTok games, Twittering, or your WhatsApp messages. No. Good things you have to learn to enjoy. Like enjoy your eating, enjoy music, enjoy your study, enjoy your dressing, enjoy the movie or music you are hearing. This enjoyment of normal things continuously will make your life always stress-free. And if you are stress-free, you are a healthy body and you have got healthy mind also. My younger friends, before parting, let me tell you, today, with the globalization and growth of technology, though our lifestyles and even earnings are better, but look around what is happening in this world, especially in India and in colleges, universities, everywhere now and then you see the unrest, agitation, sometimes assaults, drug addiction, etc. These are playing havoc in the life of younger generation. That too, now you must have seen GNU's case, under the guise of freedom and exercise of fundamental rights. Most of these, of course, are politically driven, but you should not succumb to those things. We are forgetting at what cost your parents are educating you to make you a better citizen, a better person. Please concentrate, at least till your college days, degree days are over, on your college only. The other things, joining politics, agitations, writing this, that, comes later. You have got sufficient time for that. But presently, concentrate only on your studies. Looking around today in the world scenario, I feel we are losing our moral fabric of humanity. Incidentally, today is 10th December, International Human Rights Day, celebrated all over the world. And for the younger generation, I always quote a beautiful stanza from a Kannada poet, Dr. Siddhaya Puranik. I'll just say that few lines and then translate for the others who don't know the Kannada. Odi Brahmananagu, Kadu Kshatriyanagu, ಶೂದ್ರ ವೈಶ್ಯನೇ ಆಗು, ದುಡಿದು ಗಳಿಸಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗು, ನೀ ಬಯಸಿದಂತಾಗು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಸರಿಯೇ ಮೊದಲು ಮಾನವನಾಗು. Now a young man, the theme behind it is a young man goes to the poet and asks him what I should become in my life. And in those days, though, the four castes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, were castes. According to the poet, they were the professions. So he says, by acquiring knowledge, you can be a Brahmin or Pandit. By fighting against evil and protecting the others, you can be a Kshatriya. By doing business, you can be a Vaishya. And by doing hard labor, you will be a Shudra. But the advice of the poet is, young man, whatever you want, be so. Whatever you choose, be so. But first of all, you must be a human being. This is what today we are lacking in India or everywhere. Humanity aspect is going on. So I appeal to you all to be human beings first. Whatever you can achieve in your life, you can achieve. But first be humane human beings and be compassionate to everybody around you. I conclude. I thank Professor Subramania, CMR University Dean, and the Board of Governors, faculty, and the student friends for inviting me to this inaugural session. I declare the 7th CMR Memorial National Moot Court competition open. May the best team win. God bless you all.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for your words of wisdom and motivation. We are indeed honored to have you amongst us today. I now request Dr. Sabita Ramamurthy, Chancellor, CMR University, and President, CMR Jnanadhara Trust, to deliver the presidential address. Over to you, ma'am.
Honorable Mr. Justice S.R. Banurmat, Dean, faculty members, students, I take it a privilege that Mr. Justice Banurmat has joined us for this function, and also for the Dean for having arranged such a beautiful function, and for us to go virtual has been a task, and I hope everybody will participate and enjoy this session. Education to us at CMR University is to reach beyond the conventional and mundane and to ensure significant innovation and development to every field of knowledge. It is an ongoing effort for us to keep organizing events like this in pursuance of these goals. For the past 10 consecutive years, CMR School of Legal Studies has achieved a distinguished position amongst the top law colleges in India, as indicated by leading national magazines. The School of Legal Studies seeks to emphasize on the integration of enterprising initiatives and creative programs in the curricular activity, transcending conventional academic orientation so as to inculcate within each of its students a vibrant and more real outlook towards their life and career. This 7th edition of CMR National Moot Competition is being organized during these unprecedented times. The pandemic and its ensuing effects has forced us to move on to the virtual platform. However, I do miss the eager faces of the students, participants that we used to host here in our campus during the previous editions. It is our ardent hope that the next edition will be organized during better times than these, so that we may be blessed with the opportunity of hosting you again. This virtual edition of CMR National Moot Competition has more than 50 students vying to lay their hands on the trophy and the attractive cash prizes accompanying it. The problem set for this edition expects to present important questions of law that are challenging yet accessible and inviting, and enable participants to present the best of themselves. As aspiring practitioners of law and as ladies and gentlemen with integrity, wisdom, and eloquence. Honorable Mr. Justice S.R. Banurmat, former Chief Justice, High Court of Kerala, and currently Chairman of the Karnataka Law Commission, has consented to be the chief guest and inaugurate the 4-day event. His Lordship has been one of the most highly respected judges in the country. I would again take this opportunity in thanking him for being here. And also, I do think one of his thoughts which said that we should participate in the international competitions. And I hope that our Dean would take it up and we should participate in the international competitions. Thank you for being here, sir. And I wish all the best to all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for always being an encouragement and support to all of us. I now request our respected Vice Principal, Professor Vijay Praneshwaran, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Natasha. It's indeed a pleasant task for me to have been given to deliver the vote of thanks on this inaugural function of CMR 7th National Moot Court Competition 2020. We would express our heartfelt gratitude to our Chief Guest, Honorable S.R. Banurmat, currently Chairman, Law Commission of Karnataka, formerly Chief Justice, Kerala High Court, and former Chairman, Maharashtra State Human Rights Commission, for having inaugurated this edition of the CMR 7th National Moot Court Competition. Thank you, Your Lordship, for having spared your time and your valuable thoughts. Definitely, we also will take your suggestions ahead as regards the practice and asking students to follow up one case. And I would also like to mention that our students are also taking part in international moot court competitions. In fact, last year, one of our students who participated in the JESSEP got a scholarship and went on to do her LLM through a scholarship at Pennsylvania University. Once again, thank you, Your Lordship, for having inaugurated this function. And I'm sure our students will be benefited. And with your valuable thoughts and more thought-provoking ideas about being a human, and what better day than today to remember the poet Siddhaya Purani. Thank you, Your Lordship. We are also grateful to our respected Chairman, sir, leading us from the front and always encouraging us and supporting us in all our endeavors. Thank you, sir, for always being with us and supporting us. We are also very thankful to our beloved President, Madam, also the Chancellor, CMR University, who's always been the backbone and our guiding force in all our endeavors right from 2003. It has been a long journey for CMR Law School, the erstwhile CMR Law School, and currently School of Legal Studies, CMR University. She has been there with us in every step in our growth and in our laurels. Thank you, Madam, for your constant support and guidance. We are also thankful to our respected Secretary, Sri Jagannath Reddy, for being always supporting us and being with us in all our endeavors. We are thankful to all the trustees and governing council members for their august presence. We are also thankful to the Pro Vice Chancellors, the Registrar, and all the authorities of the university for supporting us and being cooperative in holding this event. We are also thankful to the distinguished invitees present for having accepted our invitation. Most important, we are also thankful to the participating teams and the students for having taking part in this competition. All the best to you all students, and do well. Let the best team win. And we are also thankful to all the principals and deans of all the sister institutions who have supported us, especially the non-teaching and support staff, for having helped us in organizing this event. And we look forward to your continued support. And finally, I'm also thankful to our beloved Dean Sir, who's heading us and to the next. Thank you very much, sir. And last but not the least, I would thank and also congratulate the organizing team for putting up. This was a kind of challenge. We were used to the offline method, and this online method is, like Madam said, it's quite a bit challenge to bring in the technicalities and putting in the show. We had to test a lot of times. It was challenging, but new things. Yeah, we are learning, and this is a new experience. So I congratulate the organizing team also on behalf of the School of Legal Studies, CMR University, and the student volunteers. Thank you very much, and it has been a wonderful inaugural session. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir.